Australia?
Sydney.
Sydney.
I've heard of a monastery called Wat Yannasangwararam.
Is that what the Indonesian lady?
Different one.
Indonesian lady have a son.
That's right, Pat Larry.
Yes, in Wat Yannasangwararam. Were you ordained in Australia?
Ordained in Ubon with the local church. Nong Papong. In Berlin, the super church.
Okay.
I was ordained in Australia with Tentakun Samai.
Takun Samai. Is it this a branch of Wat Tapong? What Buddha Dhamma?
Yeah, thinking about it, applying, but not official, affiliated.
And one Thai.
เคยมาอยู่ที่นี่นะครับเพิ่งออกมาจากโรงพยาบาลครับเมื่อ2 อาทิตย์ที่ผ่านมาอยู่มา2 พรรษา
And due to viral overseas?
Yeah, the Pacals.
From Australia. Planning to ordain him in Thailand?
Yes, planning to ordain back in Australia as a seminary first. 1 year.
So what is your purpose of coming to Thailand?
To pay respect to the Ajahn. So we visit different monasteries.
This is not your first time, I saw.
No, we go almost every year.
Every year. How many years have you been ordained?
15 years.
15. And you?
10.
10 years.
I've lived in Thailand for the last 5 years.
I see. Where?
Last 3 years with Chonburi in Bungan. Before that with Ajahn Prasop, who was from Wapapanta.
You mentioned Ajahn Sangwok in Australia or in Thailand?
In Thailand, we just came from
Chonburi. I never met him, I don't think. I heard he studied with Long Tama Abua.
Over 30 years ago, quite a long time ago.
Yeah. So what can I do for you?
We have some question. Can we ask
now? Go ahead.
Can I ask permission to record?
Yeah, sure.เดี๋ยวญาติโยมฟังไปก่อนก็แล้วกันนะ Go ahead.
Okay. First is we hear some Kruba Ajahn says that the Appana Samadhi and Jhana is different. First we've heard before, but recently they say it's different. I was wondering how is it different? And they say Appana is more crucial for Magga Phala and Jhana not so. What is?
I think Appana is the fourth jhana. Okay. So if anything before that is still not considered to be Appana, because there is still some activities and some mental activities. And when you reach the fourth jhana, you have just the merely knowing Ubekkha. So that's where you want to get to. You want to continue on when you meditate and you start to experience some joy, some raptures, some happiness. You shouldn't stop there. You should continue on focusing on your meditation object until your mind eventually drop into calm. And when that happens, then the mind just becomes released and just doesn't need to be controlled. It just becomes rested. You don't have to do anything. Just merely know. That's when you get to see the true nature of the mind, the one who knows when it will appear. If you're using anapanasati, your breath will become finer and finer as you concentrate, until eventually the breath might seem to be disappear. At that point, you just keep on focusing on the disappearance of the breath, the emptiness. Because some people, when they get to that point, they start to think that if there's no breath, I might die.
Fear might come back.
Yeah, so they want to grasp for the breath, and when that happens, the mind become more active rather than become inactive. So you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to react to the breathlessness. You just be aware that there's no breath. And then eventually, if you just keep on focusing on that aspect, then the mind will drop into calm.
So is this the stage where the nimitta starts to appear and becomes more bright and steady?
No. When you get to that point, then there's no nimitta, nothing. Just emptiness.
Once you get that point, before that point, is there a point anywhere along the mind where the nimitta comes up, or not necessary?
For some people, sometimes it appears before that, and some people it appears after that, from what I heard. From what Luang Ta said, the Upachara Samadhi is the samadhi in which you first enter into Appana Samadhi, then you withdraw slightly from that state and begin to experience all the vision and things. But for some people, they say they haven't got to Appana, they start to experience some nimitta, some vision also. So this is what I heard. I personally never have any vision, so I don't know. But it's not important. Vision is not important. What is important is to have this peace of mind, this contentment that arises from this jhana state, ubekkha. That's what you want. Ubekkha meaning your mind becomes neutral. It doesn't have any emotional condition, whether like, dislike, fear, or delusion. So it means the mind is in a perfect still state, doesn't function, not active anymore. You want that to have, you want to maintain that as long as possible, because it will be the tool for you to develop panya or wisdom. That's the next step you want to go. Because when your mind is calm and peaceful and neutral, you can withstand your defilement. So the goal is to get rid of your defilement. And the only way to get rid of your defilement is to resist, not to do what it tells you to do. So this is what, if you have strong ubekkha, strong samadhi, when you withdraw from the state, come and be back to this natural state, when your mind starts to think, your mind can start to have desire. And you can use wisdom to tell the mind that whatever you desire for, they are not good for you. They are dukkha, they are not sukha. Because they are impermanent, they are anicca. The happiness, the benefit that you get from doing what you want to do or getting what you want is only temporary. And then once you have it, it disappears. And you want more of it. So you become addicted to what you want. Like people smoking cigarettes. When you have desire to smoke, you thought having a cigarette will make you feel good. So you have a cigarette and you feel good for briefly. Then after a while, you want another cigarette. So you have to keep on having cigarette to make you happy. But if you have this ubekkha from samadhi, then you can think rationally and say, this is addiction, this is not the way to happiness, this is the way to suffering. Because when you cannot have what you want, you become miserable. So instead of following your desire, you say no, you stop, resist your desire. And you can do that because you have this ubekkha from samadhi. So this is the way to eliminate your desire, which is the cause of your dukkha, your suffering.
How long does apana samadhi in this state last for you to have that steadiness of mind to resist your kilesa?
Well, the duration, I guess, it varies from the strength of your mindfulness. And,
could be as short as 20 minutes, or it has to be at least...
Yeah, something like that. At least 10, 20, 30, 40, 1 hour. It depends. I guess it increases gradually as you develop. When you first started, you will get a brief encounter, which we call kanika samadhi. Your mind drops into calm, and then due to this new experience, you become excited. You lost your mindfulness, and it withdrew. But next time you know to be more mindful, and just to be more, just to simply be aware of the experience. Then the mind will then remain rested longer. And if you do more of it, then you will become more. It will last longer. And also, if you develop wisdom after you withdraw, you can use wisdom to make the mind become more last longer in apana. Every time you can resist a desire, your mind will drop into a calmer state, and then your mind will be more calm, and the duration will spread even not even during the time you're sitting. When you withdraw, your mind can also remain calm. This will arise from your development of wisdom. You're resisting your desire. Every time you want to do something which is not necessary to do, you can resist that, then your mind will become less active, become more inactive. So this is you need both samadhi and panya to put the mind into a firmer ground, to more stable, to become more stable, to be more calm. But when you first started, you don't have the ability to use panya or wisdom, so you need just to use the mindfulness to maintain your mind from wandering, thinking about this and that, to bring it into calm. So once you have calm, then you can use this calm to develop panya, to stop your mind, your desire. And when you can get rid of your desire, your mind becomes firmer and more peaceful. So this is the process of building up this peace of mind until you eventually get total peace of mind all the time. You don't have to go into samadhi, because the reason why your mind is not calm is because of your desire. But once you can get rid of all your desire, then there's nothing to cause your mind to become restless or agitated. So your mind can become calm without having to go into jhana.
Well, you seem to imply, Paul, that apana samadhi develops wisdom naturally, so you don't have to contemplate anything specific like the body or anicca, dukkha, anatta or anything? Or?
No, you have to do that. I only mentioned just now. If you listen, I was telling you about anicca already. When you desire for something, you have to look that the object of your desire is a temporary object. It don't last. Like a cigarette, it's only after you smoke it, it's all gone. Then the happiness that you acquire from the smoking also disappears. So you will have a new desire to have another cigarette. So this applies to everything. I'm just using a cigarette. You can apply to a human body. Like when you have sexual desire, it's the same thing. It's like having a cigarette. You want to have sex, but that person that you have sex with, they'll get old and they'll die one day. They'll leave you. Then what happens? Then you have to get a new body. Like getting a new cigarette. But you can also look at the asukha aspect of the body to conquer your desire. Because the desire arises from looking at the beautiful part of the body. So if you look at the not beautiful part, the repulsive part of the body, then it can stop your desire. So you still have to contemplate this thing. If you contemplate the body, you have to contemplate three or four aspects. One is the impermanence. The body is constantly changing. It's temporary. It's not lasting. It's not forever. So the body will progress from getting sick, getting old, getting sick, and die. So you want to teach your mind not to cling to your body, because when you cling, you will become unhappy when the body changes from better to worse, from good to bad. So you want to be forewarned of the real situation with the body. That the body is not going to be like this. It's going to get older, and it's going to get sick, and eventually it's going to die. So you want to look at the decomposition of the body also after it dies. So you can have this true picture of the destination of the body, where this body will be in the future. And not just your body, the body of everybody that you come into contact with. You can use this also to restrain your sexual desire. Every time you see a beautiful person, think of the time when they died. Right? During the time of the Buddha, there was the monk who the Buddha told to go and visit the corpse of a beautiful woman. She was a prostitute, I think, famous for her beauty, but she died. So the Buddha said he knows that this monk still have this sexual problem. So he tells him to go and visit this corpse, to go see the corpse of this beautiful woman. Once he got to see it, then he can eliminate his sexual desire. So this is body contemplation. Anicca, repulsive, asukha, also anatta. You have to go through all the 32 parts so that you can clarify to your mind that there's not any single part of the body that is you. If you can get every part and separate them into different places, you know, put the hair out one place, put the skin, the nail, the teeth, and all the organs, and ask them, is this you? Is this you? The hair you? Is the skin you? Is the teeth you? Where am I? You know? So you can see clearly that in this whole body there's no you. There's no I, me, mine, or myself in this body. And you can also look at the decomposition of the body, that eventually this body will return to the original state, which is the four elements. The body is composed of the four elements. The air that you breathe in, the water that you drink, the food that you take is the earth element, and the fire is the what you call the reaction of the three other elements that creates the fourth element. When you eat, your body becomes hot, right? So this is one, you want to look at the body as just four elements, coming in and going out, coming in and going out. And one day it will stop. When the process stops, then the body will then decompose and return all to the four elements. So this is basically the body contemplation. Because when you do this, when anything happens to the body, your mind will react negatively if you don't contemplate. When you get sick, your mind will become unhappy because you want the sickness to disappear. But you have to, if you contemplate, then you know that this is part of the body. The sickness is part of it. There's nothing you can prevent it or stopping it from happening. And when it happens, you cannot tell it to go away because it's anatta. And if you are afraid of the pain that arises from your sickness, then you have to sit and face the pain. When you sit and meditate, and when you get this painful feeling in your body, you should not get up, you should not move. You should instead use wisdom to teach your mind to know this is something that will happen, and that you have to face it and accept it. And if you accept it, then you only experience just the physical pain, but not the mental pain, because the mental pain arises from your resistance to the physical pain. When you have desire for the physical pain to disappear, you're creating another pain, which is the mental pain, which is a lot stronger than the physical pain. The pain that you cannot withstand is not the physical pain, but the mental pain. But once you can get rid of your mental pain, you'll find that the physical pain is bearable, that you can live with it. So when you sit and when you sit and you get this painful feeling, try to investigate to see that there's another painful feeling, which is not the physical pain, but the mental pain, which arises from your desire to get rid of your physical pain, or to get away from this physical pain. So you have to stop this mental desire. You must tell yourself, you're going to have to stay with this pain. It's not as bad as you think. You have to learn to like it instead of hate it.
So do you encourage your practitioner to sit with dukkha as long as they can? Or?
If you want to pass the test. These are all tests that you have to go through. The Asupha test, the Anicca test, the painful test. Because this is something that will happen. And this is what will keep you from, put you to keep continuing rebirth. Because when you want to get away from this pain, your mind is already going to another existence. You have to stick with the present existence. Don't leave the present existence. Don't have any desire, because your desire is the one that moves your mind from one existence to the next. If you want to stop rebirth, then you have to stop your desire. When you meet death, you must not run away. You just have to face death. Because death is not you. Death is just the body. But you don't know that. Your delusion made you think that you are the body. But after you had contemplated the truth, and you see clearly that the body is not you, you are the mind. And the mind never dies, regardless of whatever happens to the body. So you can just remain calm and face the death of the body. Let it happen. That's the test you have to go through.
But some people say, it's obviously we all know that we should try to sit with dukkha waiting and try to see, the body separate from the mind. But it takes more than just an act of willpower sitting there. Sometimes it doesn't always work. So how do you separate the mind from the pain?
By go through the 32 parts of the body. See? And ask yourself, where is the pain? It's in the skin, it's in the hair, in the bone. Does the bone know pain? Does the skin know pain? Who knows pain? The mind knows pain, but the mind isn't painful, is it? Who's the one experiencing the pain? Who's the one who knows the pain? The one who knows doesn't experience the pain. He just knows that there's a pain in the bone, in the skin, in the flesh. But the flesh, does it know anything? Does the bone know anything? Does the bone say, let's get away from this pain? The bone is not complaining. The flesh is not complaining. It's the mind that's complaining, because the mind doesn't like to see this pain. That's all. But you force the mind to see it. Why not? What's so bad about seeing this pain? So you have to use rational to convince your mind that the mind is not affected. The mind is not the one who's being hit with the pain. It is the bone, the skin, the flesh that is being hit with the pain. But they don't complain. Why should the mind complain? If you keep talking like this, eventually the mind will understand and will stop resisting. When that happens, the mind becomes ubekha, still and not reacting. Just beware, just know. And then the mind is peaceful. While the pain is still there, but it is not overbearing. So this is the point. You want to teach the mind to let go of the pain. You don't want to get rid of the pain. The pain is something that you cannot get rid of. Like when you get sick, you cannot get rid of the pain. But you can get rid of your resistance, your desire to get rid of the pain, or your desire to run away from the pain. So you have to tell your mind that the mind is not the one who gets sick. The mind is not the one who experiences the pain. The mind is the one who observes the pain. Like a doctor observing the pain of a patient. The mind is like a doctor. The body is like a patient. So why should the doctor be concerned with the pain of the patient? Because the doctor is delusional. You think he's the patient, see. So you want to separate the doctor from the patient. So you need to do the contemplation in real time. Before the pain appears, you're only preparing yourself. Like you learn to contemplate while you're still not painful. But to pass the test, you have to face the pain and then use this contemplation to convince your mind to leave the pain alone. Once the mind understands that it is not the one who experiences the pain, it is the body, and the body doesn't complain, why should the mind complain? When that happens, the mind will stop resisting. The desire to want the pain to disappear will disappear. Then the mind becomes peaceful, right in Appana Samadhi. So this is the body contemplation, 3 or 4 aspects of it. You have to contemplate the impermanent, the painful aspect of the body, the repulsive aspect, the anatta aspect. This is more or less. Once you have done this, you have finished the body part. Then you can go into the next phase. You go into the mental part, because there are still defilements in your mind. Aside from the defilements in the body, the mind also has that attachment to the defilement in the mind. Like atta, a self. Where is yourself? You think there's I, me, and myself. Where is it? You have got rid of the body. You know it's not in the body. So where is it now? You say it's in the mind. But is the mind really the you, or is it the mind just the knower? So you have to go and investigate the mind.
Some Ajahn said that once you separate the body and the mind, then that is Sotapanna. The other people say once you separate the body and mind, that's just going into jhana.
It depends how you do it. If you use mindfulness, it's just jhana.
Right.
If you use wisdom, it's in Mat is Sotapanna, Sakidakami, and Anakami. 3 stages. These 3 stages involve the body as the object of contemplation. If you can get rid of your sexual desire, then you have reached the Anagami stage. If you have got rid of the fear of death and fear of pain, that's the Sotapanna stage.
And you go step by step, or can you go straight to Anagami? Or?
Well, you have to go through the stages, because the what you call the complexity or the hard the difficulty varies. The Sotapanna stage is easier than the Sakidagami and the Anagami stage, at least according to the scripture. The scripture says you have to go through the Sotapanna before you can enter the Sakidagami and the Anagami. So the object of your contemplation for the Sotapanna is the elimination of your desire, your fear of death, and your fear of pain. Once you have done that, then you will then have to eliminate your sexual desire.
How do you know for sure, Paul? Because some people think, they've been practicing many years, meditating 20 years, and I'm a Buddhist and I have faith in the triple gem and I'm not afraid of death. How do you know for sure? Because sometimes you might feel, but then when time comes, you feel you're afraid. So.
Well, you have to test yourself. If you still have any fear, then you feel you haven't yet accomplished. So you have to go and find a place where you think you are afraid, and to prove decide whether you're really afraid or not afraid. That's why monks have to go live in the forest, be surrounded by wild animals, go into a cemetery. And if you want to know whether you have let go of your pain, physical pain, you have to sit and let the pain the pain develop and then disappear by itself.
Okay, so I have to wait till pain disappears. So.
Not also, and also that you also have to experience peaceful. And you have to know that you have got rid of your desire to get rid of the pain. The goal is to see the Four Noble Truths in all this. It always involves the Four Noble Truths. That is, when you have fear, that means you have desire for living. You don't want to die. So you have this desire of living makes you become fearful. And if you can get rid of this desire to live, then this fear of death will disappear. So you only know this when you face death. Okay, or you're in a place where you feel death is imminent. You don't have to see death face to face, but just to think that you are dying is enough. Like if you get sick and you go see a doctor and he gives you the prognosis that you only got 2 months left, then you can see whether you have fear or not in your mind. That can also be the test for you. So you say, okay, 3 months, so what? I'm ready.
Well, that's why some people feel like that, but you don't know. Some people say, oh yeah, I'm ready for that, but they don't know.
They have nothing to confirm the truth. So when they go see a doctor and they say, yeah, you're going to die for sure. Some people, when they heard that, they felt like they got a death sentence. And then they lost all the enthusiasm to live, to do anything. That means
You're saying that upeka from deep samadhi is very important for the contemplation. But if we haven't got that level yet, is it still important to do some contemplation when we sit and walk to help prepare?
Yeah, you can start the preliminary stage here. But to get the real result, you need Ajahn to enable your wisdom to really work.
You're saying if we do some preparation, then when we get the pain, we have some, the mind is ready to investigate.
Yeah. But if you don't have Ajahn, your mind will become very weak. You might just be able to investigate just a few minutes and it gives up. You cannot go through the whole process. But if you have Ajahn, you will have that strength to go through the process.
Do you feel that preliminary investigation helps develop samadhi as well?
Yeah.
So we don't just try and do samadhi all the time, we try to investigate as well.
Every time you come out samadhi, you should develop, investigate your body.
That's what we can.
Yeah. If you don't know how to investigate, then you just develop mindfulness. Prevent your mind from thinking aimlessly.
And we can try to investigate in our normal life. If we see kilesa come up, we try to not follow it.
Some of the kilesa you can get rid of it. It's strong. The kilesa have different strength. Some kilesa you can use the touching state of mind to get rid of it. But some they are not stronger than you. And you need to develop more mental state in order to be able to get rid of it.
So if we have a kilesa that is too strong for us and we follow it, what should we do? At least be mindful that we're doing it, or try and fight as hard as we can? How do we deal with the situation where we have a kilesa too strong for us at the time?
Try to resist it as best as you can. And you couldn't accept that you're still under the distillation. And you can then put your aim at distillation that I'm going to have to fight and get rid of this. So you want to find out what is necessary to get rid of distillation. Usually it's either the impermanent or anatta or dukkha or asukha. It depends on the object of your requirement. If you're still attached to drinking coffee, for instance, and you say, look at the coffee you drink. You're making urine. You're not doing anything. It goes into your body and comes out urine. And the pleasure you get from this drinking is already disappears. And you become an addict. You have to have it. If you want to be free from being addiction, you become to resist it.
You say something like drinking coffee. How do we know when it's a kilesa, and how do we know when it's just a normal, not a problem?
When you don't have the coffee to drink and you don't feel anything, then that's fine. But if you don't have and you have to go have it, then it's still a problem. And once you have got rid of the addiction, you can take it or leave it. The same with everything. Once you have no desire, then you can take or leave it with everything. Even life and death, you can live or you can die. It's equal to you, to the mind that has no desire to live or the desire to die. Then it's just either way. You can live or you can die. It doesn't matter because you know who dies and who doesn't die. You know the body dies, but you know the mind doesn't die. Okay, I think I have to ทางนะขอทางยาวไปหน่อยทางรู้เรื่องหรือเปล่าทางรู้เรื่องหรือเปล่า
รู้บ้างไม่รู้บ้าง
เดี๋ยวจะให้หนังสือเขาก่อนนะเดี๋ยวเขาจะได้ให้เขาไปได้นะแล้วใครอยากจะถามอะไรอันนี้อย่างนี้โอ้this time it doesn't need it's my biography some of my teachings people will come here andเดี๋ยวท่านเอาหนังสือไทยไปก็แล้วกันนะ Anything else you want to ask?
I just read the book, Mara, and we talked about fasting a lot when we were younger.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still do.
No, I don't do
But
any.
I found when I did it, when it's very good for meditation,
Yeah.
but it's not so good if you gotta be active, like in the day. Is it something you would recommend to do more if you can do it?
Well, see, fasting is good for if you meditate, if you don't do any physical work.
Yeah.
If you do physical work, then you can fast. Yeah. But you want to fast to show your meditation. When you are eating normally, you tend to be lazy because you're in comfort. But when you're fasting, you're in pain. So it forces you to meditate to get rid of this pain.
When you are fasting. You're in pain when you are fasting.
Well, yeah, hunger. Hunger is a form of pain. So when you meditate, you can eliminate half the pain. Because half the pain is mentally indeed. Fasting is not the end in itself. Fasting is just a tool you use to eliminate your hindrance, like your sloth and torpor, your laziness, your sleepiness. When you fast, you don't feel sleepy. You can still meditate and you don't slothful. So it's just a tool. But if you fast and you don't meditate, then it's useless.
In the book when you say Loka Banka, he didn't really know the other monks very well, he just knew their faces. So he wanted to know how that was worked with your Dhamma practice, not having a close relationship with the other monks.
So you can have the time to meditate. When you mingle, you use the time of meditation. And then you also have a lot of information about other people in your mind, which disrupt your meditation or Yannasangwararam. So when you want to enter Yannasangwararam, you have to empty your mind. But when you mingle, socialize, and talk, then you feel a lot more mental information, which is makes it harder for you to empty your mind. So when you're alone, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't think about them. When you have the mindfulness to be able to fit into the mind easier. Because there are less things to empty. When you mingle, socialize, you work, you do things together, when you talk, all this information becomes a burden to your meditation when you want to get rid of it. So the Loka discouraged monks from mingling. He wants the monks to live separately, only come together when they have to do the prayer.
But some young monks feel lonely if they don't talk to people. What is your advice?
Just work.
Just road.
Can there be any role for friendship in the practice? Even if it's a hindrance to deep samadhi, can there be any role for friendship as a support in the practice?
Early days, young monks.
Ideally, there is no role for friendship. Ideally, you have to be alone. Because you want to concentrate all your time and effort in developing your mind. If you have to develop friendship, you lose part of your your time and resources.
So the only support you need is the teacher if you have questions or problems.
The guide, someone to guide you.
So that's not necessary.
Look at the Buddha, he practiced almost alone. Ajahn, he spent 10 years in the same forest. Before that, he had many friends practice with him, and he could not accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. So eventually he had to put up all friendship to keep the solitude of the forest. That's when he became enlightened. Late in his life, between 60 and 70 years old, when he became enlightened. Early enlightened.
Also in the book you mentioned if you don't have a teacher you can use the Dhamma talks, but long-term Dhamma talks. Do you think it's important to have some relationship with a live teacher who can answer questions for you?
A live teacher is like a live doctor. A book telling you how to treat the body. When you have some problem, you go tell your doctor, he can diagnose and give you the medicine, the cure. But if you have to find out yourself, you might have to read the whole book before you find it. And you may not find it.
So is it important?
Always very important if you can have a live teacher. But if there's no live teacher, then the next best thing is the book or the CD.
Important to Ajahn said that the body is key to Magapala. And you think that's the case?
Because it's the first two steps mentioned that you have to go through the body. Before you can go to the fourth stage, you have to go first through the body. You have to get rid of the five samyojana, the fetters. They're all about the body. Sataya Tithi is about the body, and the kanda, the way the physical thing, this is the body first. Then the sexual desire. Sexual desire is also the body. The other is
Like in this role,
this two will be solved by the first one. Once you can let go of your attachment to the body, you will see that you will have no doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Because you're using the teaching of the Buddha to gain enlightenment. Once you become enlightened, you know that the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is real. And you know that any ritual outside of the teaching of the Buddha is not the right way of curing your problem. Once you can get rid of the Sataya Tithi, you can also get rid of these other two. More or less a bonus to you. You don't have to
Look at it.
you know right away. While the other two, they come together, the Patika and Kama Raka. Kama Raka is sexual. Patika is your physical, your feeling of uneasiness or restlessness. You're restless because you have sexual desire. Once you get rid of the sexual desire, your mind becomes peaceful. So all you have to do is get rid of your sexual desire. You will also get rid of your restlessness. And you have to use a sutta to get rid of your sexual desire. Every time you have sexual desire, think of a corpse, think of the affected body. You can all the 32 times. Then your sexual desire will disappear.
Can you use Dukkha Vedana to let go of attachment to the body, or does it have to be, say, the 32 body parts or the 4 elements?
You use Dukkha Vedana to get rid of Dukkha Vedana. To get rid of your fear of death, you have to investigate the death of the body. That's inevitable. It's something you cannot prevent or stop from happening. All you can do is to accept it. You have to see the anicca of the body. You see the anatta that the body is not you. So why should you be afraid of fear? Once you see that the body is not you, once you see that the body will have to die, then you say, okay, so what? I'm not dying. It's you that is dying, not me. So what should I be afraid of? And you need Apana Samadhi to see this. Because when you're in Apana Samadhi, your body disappears from the mind. So the mind knows that it can exist without the body. Okay?
I have one more bit about Kubat Henry, the Indonesian monk.
Yeah, he was here before.
He used to stay in Australia. He was wondering where he used to. Have you seen him in the last
I haven't seen him in many years. Since he left here, he never came back. I think he left here and he went to stay in Bangka for a while. And that's the last time I heard of him. I think his mother wanted him to go back to Australia.
He was in Australia, but I haven't seen him for years. I just wondered if he'd come back when I thought he was.
I think he has some issue with being an Australian citizen or something like that.
Okay.
So you haven't seen him yet?
4 years ago at Wat Yannasangwararam for the funeral. It's the last time I saw him.
After that, you don't know.
No, not sure where he went.
So you plan to ordain soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to practice well.
Yeah. Concentrate on your practice and then ordination becomes the easy part. If you cannot meditate, you might feel restless, you might feel want to do like a other person does. You'll find becoming wrong very difficult. But if you can meditate, then you can live as a monk easily. So try to concentrate on your effort in your meditation. Try to have very little extracurricular activity as possible. Only do the chores that you have to do, like sleeping, cleaning the monastery, eating, this sort of thing. Don't do other things.
Western society is a lot about talking and socializing. It's hard to get that out of your head.
You have to live alone. Be alone.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I think I have to give some time to later. So you're welcome to leave if you like.
Thank you very much.
พี่เจคืออยู่ใช่ไหมไม่ได้มาด้วยกันใช่ไหม
ฉันเคยได้ติดต่อเดินแต่ coming out from the Myanmar just to this
Where are you going from here?
Back to Australia.
I'm going to Chonburi now. In the forest.
Okay. Well, I hope you all find what you're looking for. All right?